This breaking news.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Breaking news. 5 to 11.
More than 100,000. Hundreds of millions of cases
Cases in the lockdown city of
cases
Indiana.
recorded in the UK in the last 24 hours. 200% first time.
Joining us now,
Anthony
Fauci, Chief Medical Advisor on COVID to President
I was on
Biden,
vacation. I was
Director
out
of
of
the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Dr. Fauci, thanks so much for being with us. My question to you.
As of 6 months, this man no longer watches the news, and he feels better for it. He feels like he has time and space to think, he can spend time with people close to him, he can nurture his relationships, and he can focus on the things he loves. This man feels lighter and more able to tune into daily life, nature, and the present moment. He is more creative and better able to think about the things that truly matter to him. This man has become happier, and he wants you to be happier too. This is a newspaper. It costs about 80p and it sells around 1 million copies every day for a total of about £768,000. But I think the real cost of this is not really monetary. Let me explain. Hang on. So, whiteboard time. Let's go. This circle represents all of the attention that you can give out each and every day. Every morning when you wake up, this starts off free and ready to be used up. And then you check your emails and Facebook and Instagram. Some of it goes to remembering to go to work. Another chunk goes towards things like remembering to eat and to drink. A bit of it goes towards reaching out to your friends and your loved ones and all the other things you think about. And then you have this bit, the spare attention. As an industry, that's the bit that the news competes for. That's part of the reason that the largest media outlets still exist, to sell your attention to advertisers and ultimately turn a profit. The most successful media outlets are, therefore, the ones that are best at doing this, the ones that can convince you to dedicate the most mental space to them. Not the ones that have the most informative takes, not the ones that are the most up-to-date or the ones that are the most factually accurate, but simply the ones that can take up the most space in your head. So, the easiest way for the media to do this is through strong emotional triggers, such as fear. Fear, there we go. See, the thing is, right, fearful memories are recalled a lot more easily than neutral memories. And the difference increases even more when we're stressed. That's why there's no break in the news. Any break in your attention is an opportunity for someone else to capitalise on that fear. But speaking on a more personal level, it really changed the way I interacted with the world around me. You see, being locked into the 24-hour news cycle led me to kind of see the world around me with this sense of pessimism, almost, that really isn't very helpful. But practically, it's quite hard to just opt out and not engage with everything that's happening around you. And in fact, when I first started this, it felt like there were two versions of me that were kind of at odds with each other. Okay, there was version number 1, which is the version of me that likes to remain educated, well-informed, and able to hold a conversation with people I meet. And there was version number 2, right, that wanted to reject society and live on a farm in the middle of nowhere. But this is a bit of a false dichotomy, I think, and the reality is it's possible to land somewhere in between these two. You don't have to completely reject society to avoid engaging in the mass media. So let's talk about how to move the needle in kind of a slightly healthier way. Okay, so for whatever reason, I place quite a lot of my own self-worth on my knowledge, on the things that I know, and sharing that with people. And I think it's for that reason that I held on to this idea of being well informed, because I regularly stayed up to date with the news. And it's true that the news does make you informed, but not necessarily in the right way, I think. You are informed, but you don't really decide what you're informed about. It's at the whims of the editor of whatever outlet that you engage with. There are just a few gatekeepers who decide what you should know and when you should know it. For me, a much more reliable solution, at least, is to rely more on my social circle. I would argue, at least, that I have a diverse and interesting group of friends who hold different views and different interests to me. And by making a more active effort to engage with them and their interests in the things that they're reading about, I still find out everything that I need to know, but I find out so much more that I wouldn't find out otherwise. All the information that I get kind of goes through this filter of the people I know and care about, and it just kind of expands your horizon in a way that feels so much more impactful. And if something is really, really important, it seems to somehow find its way to me. If a particular issue comes up that I am really interested in, and it's not like I can't go out and read about it, it's not a dogma or a religion, right? It's just an attempt to move gently towards a healthier way of living. I don't necessarily feel any more ignorant or excluded from conversations with friends and family members. In fact, I feel just the opposite. I feel like my thought process has been moved so much more towards action rather than worry. And for me at least, that's a healthier place to be. We don't really have the biology to deal with the deluge of information that we get every day. And so I'm trying to slowly reduce that and focus on the people I care about and the things I care about over everything else. And although it isn't practical for everyone to avoid the news to the extent that I might, I definitely think there's something to be said for reducing your total information load and moving towards a slightly healthier, more simple way of life. You might not agree, but it has honestly massively improved my physical and mental health, and I can't overstate the effect of it enough. Even if you don't agree with everything I've put forward here, I think it's important to think about your information and where it comes from, how much you're taking in, and what you're doing with it all, because it has the ability to kind of redefine the entire course of each and every day. So, consider the idea, and maybe it could help you too. What do you think? Yeah, I'll close on that. That'll do. Ooh.